honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodash.
Double honors unto the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well, and salutations to you, brothers, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. Coming back with another lesson. This is the New Year's Eve of destruction, 2022, about to approach 2023. And you know, we're sitting here watching brothers in Dallas their live stream, and you know, a lot of what they mentioned in their live stream is exactly what we went into pertaining to camp. You know, so Lord willing, we'll edify on that in a minute. But right now, we want to touch upon a couple points out of the book "Who is Esau Edom?" All right, by Charles A. Wiseman. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I was just showing the title.
Yeah. So you know, just a couple points that we want to highlight in this book. You know, because you know you got individuals saying that Esau's not here anymore. You know, individuals such as Vocab trying to say, you know, Esau isn't here. They were done away with, but they can't give a date.
Yeah.
You know, something that's what's the word I'm looking for? Monumental, as far as, you know, Esau being done away with. If that actually happened, don't you think the world would know the exact date? You know, that happened. Okay, but you know it didn't happen, which is why they can't supply a date.
Yeah,
you know,
you got. I'm sorry, I was gonna say you got dates for everything in history as far as from when the Greeks started all the way through, but you can't give a date for Esau Edom himself going out, which we know that Yahushai's time was there in the Romans' time. They've already had everything documented by that time. You see what I'm saying? Yahushai didn't say that the Edomites was done away, you know, so that it would definitely be a documented thing if it happened already.
Yeah. I was gonna say that they document anything that happens to them. They have it documented.
Right.
So you guys got to document the Balfour and how you guys got into Israel and everything else. But then all of a sudden nobody knows what happened to Esau.
But yeah, Esau and the rest of the tribes as well.
Yeah. That lets you know that that's their power. Their power is in secrecy, man. In secrecy and lies. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get over on people, and that's how they can stay superior by you not knowing what the fuck they're up to. But the whole world knows what Esau Edom's up to, because guess what? He tells on himself, man. If you're really paying attention, you're really focused on prophecy and on the scriptures, it's easy to see who the hell Esau is, man. Because the scriptures tell you who the wicked is and the characteristics that the wicked is going to have. And Esau fits that to a T.
Yeah, how can the scriptures say Esau is the end of the world, right? But Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Now, that didn't happen, right? We're not in the kingdom of heaven.
Nope.
So, Esau obviously
extrapolate, nigga.
Yeah.
Right.
Esau's obviously still here if we're not in the fucking kingdom. Or not the fucking kingdom, we're not in the kingdom, man.
Right.
That's what makes it important. That's the reason why this topic is important, is because Esau Edom has to leave before the kingdom of heaven can be established on the earth. All right. With them saying that Esau Edom doesn't that he's already done away with, then that means that the kingdom of heaven is supposed to be established on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And this definitely ain't heaven. This is hell.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's miserable. Everybody is suffering. Everybody is going through hardships, and it's only going to increase. It's only going to get worse. You know. So there's absolutely no way that anybody is in that place of peace that's supposed to be promised with the kingdom of heaven. And that's why it needs to be established that Esau Edom is still on the earth, and then actually who Esau Edom is. You know.
Somebody grab Ecclesiastes 4:16.
I'm gonna have him read this real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, why is North Korea and Russia putting up 2 brand new ICBMs if the Pruna or the spears are turned into Pruna? Right, that don't make no sense. Esau is a liar. This is chapter 6 of 2nd Esdras. And I'm going to start at verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, and when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
And that's symbolic, man. That Jacob holding Esau's heel is symbolic, man. Because if you know anything about an Achilles, if you was to cut that, what would happen? You would lose all strength in that leg. You wouldn't be able to walk.
And you're gonna bleed out.
Yeah. So it's symbolic of Jacob taking Esau's power from him, man, and pulling him down. You know, making him take a fall. Go ahead.
This is the word for supplant in the online etymology dictionary: to trip up, overthrow, defeat, dispossess, to trip out, overthrow, drive out, usurp. Right, like you usurp authority over something.
That means to take authority.
Yeah.
You know, and it says to overthrow, man. When you overthrow something or someone, that means you're taking over. You're putting them out and you're taking over. That's what overthrown is.
Hey, that's
a coup.
Yeah.
That's what the scriptures say, not to set thine enemy, you know, by you, because they're gonna seek to overthrow you. I'll get that.
It takes that place. Yep.
He's happily when he
Replace one thing with another.
I got that.
First recorded in 1670.
Replace one thing with another, and that's what Esau Edom has done since he's gotten to power, man. Iconoclasm. He replaced the true images.
Of images.
Yeah, he replaced the true images with false images, man. He painted over the darker images with white. Okay.
Yeah.
He overthrew, took over, man.
Oh, and in another sense, it'll match up with this next verse.
Go ahead.
Being one place to replace another, because Jacob going to replace. I'm gonna grab that to Kingdom Translated.
Yeah. It's a yin yang, man.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a yin yang with the from positive to negative, and then from negative to positive, man. Because Esau ruling is negative. It's all negativity, man. It's all carnal. Okay, and then when Jacob rules, it's gonna be all spiritual, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last two definitions: he beguiled and heel. Right. So heel representing that Achilles you was talking about. That supplant. He's using that. Jacob. The Lord has Jacob using that motion that he had coming out the womb as symbolic to what's really gonna happen in the earth. Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Now, if Esau was done away with, then Jake would be back in power right now. We wouldn't be sitting here asking our neighbors, fellow Israelites, do you know the Lord?
Won't you be my neighbor?
We wouldn't be asking each other, do you know the Lord?
Yeah.
Have you know the Lord's name?
And the scripture said.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it says no more. It will no more be said. You know, because that didn't happen yet, though. That did not happen yet. All right, just to prove the point that Esau's still here. Okay.
So I'm trying to grab this.
I thought he was open.
I don't know exactly what I'm trying
What you looking for?
Ecclesiastes 10.
Is it
By
Ecclesiastes
12.
or Ecclesiastes?
10 and 8.
Ecclesiastes, excuse me.
It's trust not the neighbor.
Yeah, never trust on enemy.
So I think it's Ecclesiastes 10.
Can I read this one?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Because of is this the one you just grabbed?
No, that's not the one.
okay.
It's 12 then.
10.
12.
Okay, I'll say, man, 10
There we
is
go,
12.
there we go, there we go. Yeah.
Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yep. And that's how Esau took the kingdom. And guess what? That's how he's going to relinquish it too, man. Because it's not going to be our unrighteous dealings, it's going to be his.
Yeah.
After that, and that's going to be the reason why it get took from him, man.
That's
Because all that unrighteousness and all that wickedness, man.
Yep.
Yeah, he's polluted it.
Yeah.
He's polluted this land, and the only way it can be cleansed is by his blood.
There you have it.
This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as though thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
Yeah, man. You're gonna be pricked, man, because you're gonna hear all these words coming back into your mind when Esau does that shit to you, man. Like, damn. Scripture did say that this nigga was gonna overthrow me. He's gonna sit in my place. You know, hey, this man, hey, he said you're gonna be like he wiped a looking glass.
Yep.
Hey, just imagine you took a shower, right? You get out the shower, every fucking thing's foggy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you gotta do? You gotta wipe that mirror so you can fucking see what the fuck, how you brushing your teeth and how your shit look. Hey, that's exactly what's gonna happen, man. It's gonna be like, okay, we can see that nigga again now. Wipe that glass off. I see you, nigga.
You're gonna be looking at him like, man, hey, that's a dirty motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then he gonna go try to clean himself up, try to change his clothes and shit. He gonna come back. You be like, nah, nigga, I can still see
You still that
dirty cricket motherfucker, man.
I still see that shit in green you got on there.
Yeah.
Dirty scoundrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still got the AIDS, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, you still got AIDS, yo.
You know?
Can I read this?
Yeah.
This is Nahum chapter 3, and I'm gonna read.
Where'd you end off on Ecclesiastes? No, read 12, verse 12.
That's what he left off with 12.
I read. Yeah, I left off on 12.
All right, cool, my bad.
This is Nahum chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft,
That's America.
that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts."
That's America, man. He added it again.
Which you gotta know that America is like one of the greatest strongholds that Esau Edom has on pushing forth onto the entirety of the earth.
And they do that by their military might. You know, one of the unclean spirits. You know, one of those frogs being Washington D.C.
One of the city states.
Yeah, you know they use Washington D.C. is used as the muscle that Esau uses to push to enforce, you know, that democracy, that cup to these other nations. You know, and then the Vatican being used to push the spiritual, the religious aspect.
London for the money.
Yeah, and London controls the finances.
Yep.
You know.
And they come in cahoots to do the what's some shit's called sanctions on countries that don't want to get down with the program. They'll heavily sanction them to where they can't be a part of the global economy. It's the same thing Esau Edom got planned for the common citizen.
Yeah.
You ain't trying to be down with this program, then we gonna shut you all the way out.
Yeah, your social credit score is gonna be 0. You get no funds, you get no money, no food, no nothing.
Yep.
It says, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
And that's the main reason why they want to do away with the internet, man. Because the internet is wholly exposing their shame, man.
Putting Esau on blast.
Yeah, put them on blast, man. All these Karens and Darrens you see on the internet now. You know, motherfuckers doing some way worse shit for no reason, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember when the bitch came up and get that little girl that was selling lemonade?
Yeah.
Got her arrested and shit for just selling lemonade. Now, if that would have been a little Edomite chick, she'd have probably spent $100 with the little bitch. You know, and wouldn't have said nothing. But it's a little girl just doing something trying to be entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Which ain't that what they teach the world? Hey, get out there and be an entrepreneur, make your money.
Right.
But yeah, this little girl's trying to do it, and then she comes and calls the police on her.
Yeah.
I mean, this brother encountered a Korean Karen today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
That was
man.
crazy.
That's terrible.
Kim.
Yeah.
Kim.
Kim Jong-un.
That's what I'm about to say.
All Koreans are named Kim.
Karen Kim.
Kim or Lee.
Yeah, Karen Kim.
You know.
Let me read this real quick.
Yep.
This is Ecclesiastes pertaining to Esau trying to say that Esau's done away with.
Yeah.
Like you trying to what
They trying to hype themselves.
what kind of
man.
sense does that make, man?
Yeah.
That don't make no sense, man.
It's like Machiavelli. He told me, I'm dead. No, nigga, we looking at you. You
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Nigga, I'm seeing you right
Straight
now.
That scripture said that the Most High was going it says that he's going to discover their skirts upon their face, man, and show everybody that y'all can't hide no more, Esau, Edom.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't hide who you are. You can't hide your personality. You can't hide your wickedness.
What you've
all right?
done, yeah.
The jig's up, man.
We're on
You know?
to you.
We know how that magic trick is done. You know, you can't fool us no more.
And we see that sliding hand. Oh, what you doing with that hand now?
What you doing?
Stop moving that damn hand right there.
Yeah.
No, don't stop moving it. I see you move.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I told you I see that hand moving.
Hey, you sitting there playing cards and you're like, dog, I can see the card in your sleeve.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're cheating ass, man. You know?
That's like Walking Tall when he was they were shooting craps and he seen him switch out the dice. He said, "Oh." He's like, "No, watch. The dice are coming up 7." So he made him roll them again, and sure enough, they came. Or he just took them and rolled them. See, they came up 7. Now, why don't you just give me that money back? But yeah, we can see everything you doing, man. You act like you in the dark in this dark room and nobody sees you. No, nigga. Just because you close your eyes during hide and seek doesn't mean nobody else can see your dumb ass.
I'm invisible.
Just because you're in that room with the double mirror tent shit in there,
Yeah.
you're looking at everybody. Hey, the Most High can see through that tent, nigga. You think that tent's hiding you from the Heavenly Father? Hell no.
Nah, dog.
Ecclesiastes 4:16, it says, "There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit." Let me read that in the NLT. Read that right there.
What was that?
Ecclesiastes 3 and 16.
Yeah, hey,
4:16.
the wicked seed has been around since the beginning of the earth, man.
I'll read it for you, bro.
You know?
This is Ecclesiastes 4:16. It says, "Endless crowds stand around him." You said Ecclesiastes?
Ecclesiastes 4:16. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, this is the same one. Okay, it says, "Endless crowds stand around him, but then another generation grows up and rejects him too. So it is all meaningless, like chasing the wind."
Yeah. Sometimes when you read an NLT, it don't.
It's not gonna give that. It's not gonna give that punch like
It's
you
not gonna
want.
get that pop at the end of the punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, there's no end of all the people.
Yeah.
That's the point. All right. So Esau is still here, and through the scriptures, we understand and we know exactly who he is, and it's the so-called white man.
Yep.
All right. So if you got something, bring it out, and then we're gonna read some of this that book.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So just name the page, and then.
I think this was the first one. Was page 7. The first paragraph on page 7. Who was Esau Edom?
Was there something on page 6?
Oh,
The
6. I'm
first
sorry.
five?
6. Yep, 6.
Yeah, I thought it started a little earlier than that.
We got 6, 7, 9, 11, 10, 11.
Check 4 or
Yes.
5.
No.
None of
None
those.
of those.
Okay.
So this is who was Esau Edom, page 6, and
the bottom of the page.
the bottom of the page, the last paragraph on this page.
Continuing on into page 7.
Okay, yep. And it reads, it says, "After the conquest of Judah by the Babylonians, some of the Edomites who had mixed with the Jews in their land resettled with them in Judea." Jeremiah 40 and 11 through 12.
Somebody grab that.
It says, 2 centuries later, all of Edom was driven out of Mount Seir. It says the Edomites were driven from Petra westward by the Nabateans in 312 BC, and before the middle of the 2nd century BC, they were occupying not only southern Judah but also Hebron and the country to its north as far as Bethzer. 1 Maccabees 4 and 29, 1 Maccabees 5 and 65.
All right.
I read 5 and 65.
It said on top of page 7, the Edomites were driven from Petra westward by the Nabateans in 312 BC, and before the middle of the 2nd century BC, they were occupying not only southern Judah but also Hebron and the country to its north as far as Bethsura. So when Jake was taken into captivity under the the Babylonians, it's like squatters. You know what I'm saying? You go on vacation for like old folks. They'll
leave for seasons.
Yeah,
for the summer, for the winter.
Yeah. They'll leave from Milwaukee, from the 414. You know what I'm saying? And go down to I thought I was gonna say that. They'll leave from the 414 and go down to inside joke. You know what I'm saying? Inside joke.
So I was seeing how far I needed to read up to make this make sense when it's about to come out. Yeah.
No, they'll leave from a cold climate. They'll go down to Florida because it's humid year round, good weather, and they'll dwell there for the wintertime, so to say.
Yeah.
Even up here in Washington, a lot of old folks that leave and go to Arizona
or Cali.
Yeah.
A lot of them take trips to Mexico or somewhere exotic.
Places that got heat.
Yeah.
And then they'll come back, months later when the season changes. But the point being, if one of those old folks, that couple, they leave and they come back, and it's some bum living in their house, hey, their house is being squatted on.
Yep.
All right. So just because that bum might get some mail in their name sent to that address. And legally by law, they live there, so to say. That doesn't make them the rightful owners of that house. Now, in a wicked ass society, you're able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But according to the scriptures, nah, that's not gonna fly. So the same thing when we went into captivity under the Babylonians, you had Esau that, oh shit, we just gonna move into the land of Israel. And this is our land now.
Yeah, we're just gonna take over.
It don't work like that.
And then we didn't have no might, so we couldn't just kick him off the land.
Right.
Because Esau had favor with the rest of the nations. So it's like it's gonna be hell trying to get them up out of there.
Yep.
Was it reading? What you have? Who had the Jeremiah 14 and 11 through 12?
It was 14 or 40?
40 and 11 to 12, yeah.
Yeah, this Jeremiah 40 and 11. Likewise, when all the Jews that were in Moab and among the Ammonites and in Edom and that were in all the countries heard that the king of Babylon had left a remnant of Judah and that he had set over them Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, even the Jews returned out of all places whither they were driven, and came to the land of Judah, to Gilead, unto Mizpah, and gathered wine and summer fruits very much.
Yep. So let me read this real quick. This is first Maccabees. First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 50, and it reads. It says, let me see. I'm gonna start up a little bit. First Ezra 4 and 48. It says, "So I stood and saw, and behold, and hot burning oven passed by before me. And it happened that when the flame was gone by, I looked, and behold, the smoke remained still. After this, there passed before me a watery cloud, and sent down much rain with a storm. And when the stormy rain was past, the drops remained still. Then said he unto me, consider, oh man, I'm a second.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was sitting here.
So like it. First Ezra.
Tie that in.
First Ezra 4 and 47. It says, then Darius the king stood up
Yep.
and kissed him and wrote letters for him unto all the treasurers and lieutenants and captains and governors, and that they should safely convey on their way both him and all those that go up with him to build Jerusalem. He wrote letters also unto lieutenants that were in Selachria and Phinis, and unto them in Libanus, that they should bring cedar wood from Libanus unto Jerusalem, and that they should build a city with him. Moreover, he wrote for all the Jews that went out of his realm up into Jewry, concerning their freedom, that no officer, no ruler, no lieutenant, nor treasurer should forcibly enter into their doors, and that all the country which they hold should be free without tribute, and that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews which they held. So when Jake went into captivity, you had Edomites that would go up in the land, that did go up in the land of Israel, and occupied and took over houses and set up shop pretty much. But when we got delivered up out, when we got freed from that slavery, hey, you motherfuckers got to get up out of here, man. So throughout history, situations like that have been ingrained in Edomites' head to make them believe that they're the people of that they're the actual Jews. You know what I'm saying?
And because those children of those parents that did that, occupying our land, taught their children that it was their land. They didn't tell them, listen, we stole this from the Judites. So if they come and they want their land back, don't even fight, just give it back to them, because this ain't even ours. No, what they told them was listen, this is our shit. Whatever the fuck they told them, we own this, and we might try to come take this land from you. You better fight tooth for nail.
It's the same American spirit that's right now. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to gong ho.
How they took America.
This is our land.
How they took America, bro, from the Gadites. It's the same fucking shit.
That's that study we're going into. The people that are in Jerusalem are the pilgrims that came here, and their family ties, and they're all in cahoots. They're all America is Israel and Israel is America. Right? It's just an extension.
Big Satan and little Satan.
That's it.
Yep.
Can I read this? This is Obadiah verse 13. It says, "Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity."
And why should you have not done that? Because you're a big bro. You are a big brother. You should be helping us. Truthfully, you should be helping us fight off the enemy.
Jumping up to verse 10, it says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever."
The violence against thy brother Jacob, man. You praised us taking a fall, and then you took over our shit when you supposed to be our big bro. You supposed to be one handing us down stuff.
Supposed to become the one coming to the rescue. That's supposed to be our number one ally nation, man.
Yeah, it's our big bro. I got a big bro, and I can't trust on my man to come help me when I'm getting beat the fuck up.
You got to think it would have been them and then the Ishmaelites. Those should have been our closest allies.
And them is the main two that sold us into slavery.
The main two that took us strong, man.
That's the main two that put us into slavery, man.
Exactly.
Because they know who we are and they know who they are.
That's right.
Did you want the First Maccabees 4?
4:29.
4:29.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna start reading at verse 28. First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 28. It says, "The next year, therefore, following, Lysias gathered together 70,000 choice men of foot and 5,000 horsemen, so that he may subdue them. So they came into Idumea and pitched their tents in Bethshura, and Judas met them with 10,000 men." And that was the whole mention of it right there.
Yep. Because it says the Edomites were driven from Petra westward by the Nabateans. Nabateans in 312 BC, and before the middle of the 2nd century BC, they were occupying not only southern Judah but also Hebron in the country to its north as far as Bezur.
Yeah, because the land of Edom is south of the land of Israel. You know, so you had those Nabateans that was pushing.
I got the map right here.
Yeah, that was pushing Esau like westward into the land of Israel. And what did it say? West and north, northwest.
It said it pushed them. It drove them from Petra westward.
Yeah.
But it said they occupied.
Yeah.
Not only the southern Judah.
Yeah.
But also Hebron. And when you look at it, southern Judah is further south than Hebron is. Hebron's a little north of it.
Yeah.
So they had a good little. Because I'm gonna show the map real quick, so brothers can see what I'm talking about.
As high as Beth Zur. Can you see Beth Zur on there too?
So you this is Edom right here, the circle, and then you have a dot right here that is Hebron, and then another dot over here that's Judah. I don't know if you can see it all the way, but boom, that's it. So what they took over is a little bit up above Edom. Okay.
Yeah, they was down there in Jerusalem.
Yeah, they was up there because Edom is close to Judah and Hebron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then then Jerusalem's just a little bit up, and then to the east a little bit.
Yep.
Them motherfuckers is trying to take over, man.
Man, silently and sneaky like
That's
they
what they
always
do, though, man. That's what Esau does, man. They creep in, and then they're like fucking cockroaches, man.
They're a serpent, opportunists.
Yeah, once they get in there, man, they're like fucking roaches or rats. Them niggas start breeding and start taking over shit, man.
Infestation.
But they call us fucking roaches. The nerve of them motherfuckers, man.
Fuck them niggas.
Like, motherfuckers, man. All right, this is First Maccabees 5 and 65, and it reads 5 and 65. It says, afterward went Judas forth with his brethren and fought against the children of Esau in the land towards the south, where he smote Hebron and the towns thereof, and pulled down the fortresses of it, and burnt the towers thereof round about. From thence, okay, that was it, because that's where they were. They were south in Judah, and this gives you a clear case of Judah's Maccabees fighting them in south of Judah and in Hebron.
Mm-hmm.
And then what it said they was pushed out of Petra westward by the Nabateans.
Yep. What's the next segment?
Okay, next segment was gonna be.
Hey, I told you on page 11 of the last paragraph, right?
Yeah.
Can we check this out? Can I read this real quick from that same page we was on?
Yeah.
It just kind of breaks down a little bit more.
What page is that? Page?
Was the next paragraph?
6.
You want the next paragraph? After it?
No, it's in the very last. At the last. I'm gonna start at the last sentence of that last.
Hyrcanus?
Yep. Hyrcanus confronted the Edomites, causing a decisive change in the relationship between the two factions. John Hyrcanus conquered the whole of Edom and undertook the forced conversion of its inhabitants to Judaism.
Yeah, John Hyrcanus was a direct descendant of the Maccabees.
Yep.
He was their nephew. He was their nephew. Yeah.
It says that. I just kind of skipped over some of that, so like it. But thenceforth, the Edomites became a section of the Jewish people. Thus, at this juncture of time, the Edomites were then incorporated with the Jewish nation, and their country was called by the Greeks and the Romans Idumea.
Yep.
Ptolemy, Salakia. But the tide turned in favor of the Edomite factions when Julius Caesar made Antipater an Edomite procurator of Judea in 47 BC.
And Antipater is Herod's father.
That was an Edomite.
We're just gonna go into it. Go ahead, bro.
All right, no problem. When Antipater was killed 4 years later, his son Herod gained the power, but was rejected by the Judites. Herod shrewdly gained the support of Rome.
And shrewdly means crafty, very crafty. So he used a lot of trickery to gain the support of Rome.
Underhand tactics.
Yeah, underhand tactics. Yeah, yep.
As an Edomite would do.
Yep.
It'll be the equivalent of like you know how Trump was calling a rigged election.
Yeah.
You know, if the election was
that
actually
exact
rigged,
shit, man. That
they would-
exact
they would
shit
get
right there.
equivalent to that.
Yep. That's spot on, bro. That's spot on.
With the Roman army at his heels, he returned to Palestine, and after 6 months, or a 6-month siege, he captured Jerusalem and became the king of Judea in 1370 BC.
Demon knew what he was doing, man.
And if you know what modern day Palestine is today, that's actually where Judah was.
Yeah. Hey, so the whole concept of the whole root of so-called of Edomites,
Yeah.
all right, so-called white people, Edomites becoming so-called Jews stems back to what we just read. The Anticipator of first and foremost John Hyrcanus that actually had the Edomites convert to being Jews in the form of, and he did that because they fought in the military. He had Edomites fighting in the military side by side with Israelites, and so he had them following our customs. All right, because you're not gonna fight side by side. It's just like when you out on the highways and hedges, there's certain Edomites that come up and agree with you.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, this world is, I agree with you guys. I agree with you guys. So imagine if you have some lost ass Edomite that's mad that he didn't get a piece of the pie, and he wants to see America be destroyed right along with us. You know what I'm saying? Now you explain to him that, hey, you're not gonna make it into the kingdom. You're not gonna be delivered. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see this place go down.
Mm-hmm.
And then he get with the squad type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he hold post and he punch whoever we tell him to punch.
Yeah. Hey, he's sitting there making sure the incense is sparked up.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He already, you know.
He the main one. That's right.
Yeah.
He's like,
You know-
boy. Oh,
Go ahead.
no, he's like, old boy with the bushy eyebrows on that video. That me.
Getting
Getting all close to the camera and shit.
the nigga that did the documentary, You Are Edom.
You are.
Oh,
You Are Amalek.
You are Amalek. That nigga bushy ass eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He out there. That's right. Black ass background, man. Black as hell.
Hey, he's so close, he gotta do his hands like this.
Yeah.
Like close to his face. and
Yeah,
shit. That's how he'll be in the camera.
That guy, man,
Funny, man.
weirdo. But he's an Edomite himself.
Yeah.
But he has a great hatred, a disdain for Amalek.
For Amalek.
You know, so pretty much, you know, John Hyrcanus having the Edomites convert to keeping our customs, that they, you know, over time, you know, they actually thought that they was able to partake in our covenant. You know what I'm saying? And
that's
so
what I was going to say. Never trust our enemy.
Right.
That's how they took over.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So and so you know, Salaki, and so with that, now you got Antipater that comes in the picture.
Herod.
You got Herod that comes in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, it's an advantage being an Israelite, being a Jew. All right, and so they took hold of that and it backfired on us. You know what I'm saying?
They ran with that.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I just wanted to reiterate this right here. It says in Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
Trick there. Yeah.
You know?
You gonna remember those words and be like,
Fuck, I was told this. I was told this.
John Hyrcanus should have, you know what I'm saying? He should have took heed, man, and not let them, because that's their whole claim to being the chosen people, man.
Yeah.
The chosen lineage.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
That's why they can't come up with other tribes. They can't say, oh well, Issachar is here, Naphtali's over here, type of shit, because they themselves are the only ones that was able to get and to supplant inside there and use that blessing that you know, our forefather Isaac gave them, saying that they can have the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, you know, which is very similar to the exact thing that we're going to get in the kingdom of heaven. The difference is Esau, Edom is absolutely wicked, man. They're the wicked seed from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So they have taken that and ran with it and destroyed the earth. Look at the condition of the earth underneath the Edomites' rulership, man. Because it's definitely not the Judites' rulership. You know, it's not the, as they call it, Jews' rulership. You know, as far as righteousness goes.
All right, so done with that. We're gonna jump to page 9, and then we'll jump down to where it says the origins of the Jews. All right.
Yeah, you gotta say it like, oh boy.
The Jews. The origin of the Jews.
Yeah.
The Jews.
The Jews.
So you got that funny ass. The Jews.
Yeah. You gotta draw out like each syllable of that. The Jews.
The origin of the Jews.
Emphasize on that J.
It's
You
a
know?
So like for our fall.
Man, inside jokes.
Hey, the world's ending. You know, we can either cry about it or we can celebrate it.
Hey, we want to hey, La Yasser Island, man.
We'll rather celebrate it, man. In celebrations, you get a little bit of mirth, you get some happiness.
Take a sip of this Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Don't fall in the Kool-Aid though. This the origins of the Jews. Okay, it says the Jews. It says the Jews of today fall within two main types: the Sephardic Jews and the Ashkenazi Jews. The Sephardim are also known as Spanish Jews and constitute about 5% of the Jews in the world. The Ashkenazim are the East European Jews, which were found in Poland, Russia, Germany, and Western Asia. This group of Jews make up 90% of the so-called Jews in the world. It says many reference in historical sources have unequivocally identified that the bulk of the Ashkenazi Jews were driven from a people known as
derived. So like,
I said driven.
Word derived.
Okay, it says many reference in historical sources have unequivocally identified the bulk of the Ashkenazi Jews were derived from a people known as Khazars or Chazars in some texts. The original Jewish encyclopedia of 1905 revealed that the main stock of the Jews came from this Asiatic people known as Chazars or Khazars. It says Khazars, a people of Turkish origin whose life and history are interwoven with the very beginnings of the history of the Jews of Russia. Historical evidence points to the region of the Urals as the home of the Chazars.
Yeah, and the Urals, I believe, is a region in Russia that it's kind of like the middle of Russia. You know what I'm saying? Like how you would have the central U.S. How Colorado is like midway from east to west, north to south. Well, the Urals is similar.
That's crazy.
Pertaining to Russia. Because
it was the when you read the 13th tribe, it tells you how them Ashkenazis they traveled from their original land, and then they started migrating to Poland and all these other places. So it's saying that the Turkish people derived from the Jews that were in Russia, but where did the Jews in Russia come from?
From Idumea.
Exactly. So they left from the Caucasus, the foothills of Caucasus, the foothills of Georgia, Russia, and the Caucasus Mountains. Yep. They left there and went to Russia and Poland and Germany. Yep. So yeah, that's not the true origin.
Yeah, so like the Urals is it's more so
Yeah, because
it's more so Western Russia, because this is all Europe over here. So the Euro Mountains is right there where that red is at, and you can see how much further east Russia expands. All right.
Tomorrow's Sunday.
All right, go ahead.
I meant Monday.
Okay. Sunday's cool. We can do it Monday.
Yeah.
All right. So we're done with that, and I'm about to jump to page 10, and then the only paragraph on page 10 underneath the picture. Okay, and it reads. It says the Khazars were a nomadic people who had no traces of Hebraic culture. So it says
yeah. So here it is. Y'all claim to be the Israelites, but none of the culture that you have stems back to not only the Israelites but any of the Hebrews.
Oh, that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Push the line.
And another thing, that's because they practice the worship. They worship. Their customs come from the Talmud, which is a Hamite, or actually a Babylonian book.
Yep.
And
Sure is.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
All right. It says they had been following a pagan and sex oriented religion until they had officially embraced Judaism in the 740 A.D.
Man,
what the fuck?
Hey, bro, that doesn't even surprise you that. And the brothers from Dallas was just mentioning this before we start the live stream. That the country we're in right now is a sex oriented and paganistic fucking place, man.
Chauvinistic.
We went into it on Saturnalia.
That Babylon's got.
We went into it on Saturnalia.
Yeah.
What was the origins of Saturnalia? It was fucking orgies, sex orgies, and carols to commemorate the god Saturn.
Yep.
That's all that shit was about.
Mm-hmm.
And America took it on and called it Christmas.
Yep.
But yet they don't give you the sex orgies in the streets. But I guarantee they're behind closed doors in these big ass buildings and shit that Esau be having.
Yeah.
That's why they come with that masquerade fucking. They put that mask on so nobody sees who's doing what, but they all freaking off.
You gotta go to Dwayne Wade's house. You
Ooh.
know what I'm saying? And
That back room.
Will Smith and P. Diddy's house. And they partaking in all that shit, man.
Yeah.
Man, you remember Diddy on Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh, as the Joker?
Yeah. He did some fucked up shit that night. You know that nigga.
Hey, that nigga was in the full spirit of that dude, man.
He said, "Get to it, nigga. Get to it. Get to it."
He had the laugh down and everything. It's like Diddy's not an actor.
Oh, boy from Power was on his head like he's a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck you, nigga.
Yeah.
He was like, "Get to it, nigga.
He didn't know who he was
Get
at first.
to it, nigga."
Yeah, man.
It's a lot. Come
Yeah,
on,
man,
man. That shit is stupid. Reading on, it says.
Hey, but look, it said that the Khazars were nomadic people who had no traces of Hebraic culture.
Mm-hmm.
They had been following a pagan and sex-oriented religion until they had officially embraced Judaism in 740 AD. So here it is.
Seven. Yep.
7.
Yeah, you got to say it right.
So in 740 AD, that's when you guys embraced being so-called Israelites. But before that, you didn't worship the God of, well, even now, even this from 740 AD till current, you don't worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Nope.
At 740 AD and prior to that, you didn't worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you're the Israelites. Make that make sense, man. All right.
Make it make sense.
They're the Israelis.
Yeah.
All right. Reading on, it says, while rejecting Christianity in Mohammedanism, the Jewish author and historian Arthur Koestler also concludes that the majority of East European Jews, and hence of the world Jewry, is of Khazar and not of Semitic origin. In the beginning of his book, he states, the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern Europe, and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin.
Well, and one thing, well, he goes, read that part again.
It says the large.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that's why you gotta chew the meat and spit out the bones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, read that.
The large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern Europe.
All right, so, and that's factual because a lot of individuals that claim to be the gutter rats, you know, the gutter rats that claim to be us, you know, they're all over in Europe,
Yeah.
in Eastern Europe.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If they're not over actually in the Holy Land polluting that land, they're you can find them in sprinkled throughout Europe. You know what I'm saying?
New York.
Yeah, New York.
When you read that book, the 13th Tribe, he actually breaks it down on their migration from actual Khazaria
Yeah.
to Eastern Europe. That's where they fled. That's where they went to after they left Khazaria.
Yeah.
They went into Eastern Europe and took over there, and they was mainly in Poland, Russia, and Germany, and Lithuania. Those are the main spots they took over at.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says the large majority of surviving Jews is in the world is of Eastern Europe, and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin. It says if so, this would mean that their ancestors came not from the Jordan but from the Volga.
No, read the part about the Semitic. Where it says something about.
So they're not Semitic. So
Oh, you want to read? You want to read that again?
yeah,
Okay. It says
descent.
it says the Jewish author and historian Arthur Koestler also concludes that the majority of East European Jews and hence of world Jewry is of Khazar and not of Semitic origin.
Right, so that's erroneous because whether you want to consider them Edomites or Khazars, Amalekites, whatever, they're Edomites.
They're still
And we know that Edom comes from Shem.
Yep.
All right, from they're Shemitic, not Semitic, but Shemitic. So you know that dude is wrong on that. You know.
No. He says.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of the Khazars that are mixed amongst them because it talked about Volga, and Volga goes back to the Bulgars, and the Bulgars were before the Khazars, and they were mixing heavily, and that's what that word means, mix.
Yeah, but
So them
No,
Edomites.
he's talking about
but he's talking
Semitic and Semitic.
read it again.
No, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's right. I'm saying that that a lot of them are Khazars, but some of them are Edomites.
Yeah.
You know, what
I
I'm
mean
saying?
they're Edomites.
Yeah, Edomites.
Whether it's
whether
you
Khazar
want to
or
consider-
not, they're Edomites.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
That's the same as, you know, they divide themselves up now saying that, oh, I'm French, I'm German.
Yeah.
Like as if they're
Right.
different
All you
people.
niggas
And it's like you're still, you know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're an Edomite from London, an Edomite from Paris, an Edomite from fucking Osterwick or however the fuck you pronounce
I don't
it.
give a fuck. You Edomite
Or
from South
Edomite
Africa,
yeah,
nigga. You
yeah.
still Edom,
If you're
nigga.
an Edomite from South Carolina, you're still Edom.
So like I'm just saying that they're not just Edomites that are Jews. They're mixed heavily because there's hella Ishmaelites that are Jews. They look white, you know what I'm saying? There's hella Khazars. There's hella all these other nations.
Ishmaelites are not Jews. They're
Well, no, I'm saying they're converted Jews.
Yeah.
Because you talk to some of them, they're like, oh, my family goes back to Syria.
Yeah.
Oh, my family goes back to Sudan. My family goes back to here, there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're all fucked up. It's just this big melting pot of a bunch of fucking retards ran by, you know, the top dog in them, which is Amalek, which is Esau.
Yeah.
So like, I was just trying to point
Yeah.
that out because a lot of those Russians, a lot of them is Khazars. You know what I'm saying? But they still take on that religion.
Yeah. Which they're Edomites.
Edomites.
So,
Yep.
read that again, bro.
It says the Jewish author and historian Arthur Koestler also concludes that the majority of East European Jews and hence of world Jewry.
Yeah, East European, because the further east you go to in Europe, the closer you are to Russia, which it mentioned earlier. Khazarian.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The origins of them and so on and so forth. You know.
It says is of Khazar and not of Semitic origin.
Yeah. So they're trying to separate Khazar and Shem, which you can't do that because
Shem came before Khazar.
yeah, exactly.
You're a Shemite before you was a Khazar.
Before anything.
Yeah.
You know, you're a Shemite before Shem was around before Esau was around.
Yeah.
All right, and the only way you can't take away Shem and have Esau.
Yeah.
You know.
Abraham comes from Shem. Lot comes from Shem.
Mm-hmm.
You see.
Ishmael
Ishmael comes
and
from
then
Abraham.
Moab.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. It says the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern European, and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin. If so, this would mean that that their ancestors came not from the Jordan, but from Volga, not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus.
Yeah, and that's correct.
Esau, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. They're correct on that.
Yeah.
Because Esau didn't come from the Jordan; he came from the Caucasus.
Yep.
You know, he didn't come from Canaan, even though he took on all the gods, the Canaanites and whatnot, even here in America.
Yeah.
You know.
But he waited for them. He waited for them to get took out of power before he took over their gods and shit.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it said he was from Jordan.
He says not from Jordan,
Oh.
but from Volga.
From Volga.
Because Jordan is modern day.
It's in Israel.
Israel, yeah.
Well,
the Jordan.
The
Jordan
River.
Yeah.
Well, I get what you're saying. Jordan,
The country.
above Palestine and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that where Petra was?
No, Petra was further
Petra
south.
is us up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
Petra's actually in the land of Edom.
No, I mean modern day.
Modern day Petra?
Yeah, what they call it? What country is that in?
That's in the land of Edom. Where they got
What they call it now?
Oh, what they call it?
Isn't it Jordan?
Google it.
Petra.
Google it.
Petra.
Modern day Petra. Where's my phone at?
Petra.
Yeah, it's in Jordan. Salagi.
Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, reading on, it says in that genetically, they are more closely related to the Hun, Yurgur, whatever the fuck how you say it. Magyar tribes that are then to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Which Esau comes from Abraham, Isaac. You know,
Right.
because Esau was the twin brother of Jacob himself.
Oh, you know what? So like, let me say this, because it's considered Jordan today, but according to like actual history, that's just in the land of Edom.
Yep.
Because you got to cross the Jordan River. Because the neighbor of Judah's neighbor was Esau, was Edom.
And Moab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you look at an ancient map, the land of Edom is where Petra is. So they say it's Jordan today, but we seek the old paths.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that land ain't even gonna be theirs. It's gonna be given to Judah, the land of Edom. But yeah, it's in the land of Edom, called Petra today. So like, go ahead.
Come. All right, now we're about to jump to page 11.
Let me read this real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Maccabees 3:48. It says, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images." Okay, so throughout history, through the course of history, we see that the Edomites have tried to whitewash, or I wouldn't even say whitewash, tried to commit iconoclasm pertaining to the characters found in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And paint their likeness. We're Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. We're the Jews. We're the Israelites. You know?
Yeah. You motherfuckers are the Hamites, you're the Egyptians, you're the Judites.
Hey,
you niggas are every fucking body.
Everybody except for who they truly are.
Yeah.
Esau, Edom.
Was it Micah 2:1 and 2?
Mm-hmm.
The niggas is stealing heritages and oppressing men and just taking everything. Like,
Hey,
fuck it.
You let this kingdom, which the water y'all washing y'all shy that there's no way it can, but you let this kingdom continue another 100 years. Esau, Edom they're all the Gadites. All right, they will be all the, you know what I'm saying? They will be the
The
Mexicans.
Judites, the Gadites, the
They would
Mexicans.
be, you know what I'm saying? They would take over. They would take over and be everybody under the sun except for Esau, Edom.
Yeah. Straight like that. All right, then we're jumping to page 11. Okay, the third paragraph down, and it reads. It says, as the Khazars left their homeland of Khazaria and migrated north and west, they lost their name and became known as Jews. Their Yiddish language and alphabet is not that of the Israelites, Phoenician Greek style.
What page you on?
11.
Okay.
Phoenician Greek style, but in
Agamemnon.
Amalgamation.
I had to be there.
Amalgamation.
What paragraph you on?
The third one down.
Okay. Yeah, amalgamation.
Okay. I started over. As the Khazars left their homeland of Khazaria and migrated west or north and west, they lost their name and became known as Jews. Their Yiddish language and alphabet is not that of the Israelites, Phoenician Greek style.
Right. That's why the scriptures say, let me grab it. Let's see. This is Isaiah 19:8. It says, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of in the land of Egypt, speak the language of Canaan, and swear to Yahweh of hosts, one shall be called the city of destruction. All right. So the point being, the language of Canaan is Hebrew.
Yeah.
You know, the Canaanites actually spoke Hebrew.
And that would be Phoenician.
Because that's the way you say. That's the way you say that in Greek.
Yeah,
Phoenician.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was derived of Hebrew characters, man.
Right.
It wasn't Hamite characters. It wasn't no other nation's character. It was our own characters.
Right.
But they put their name on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because you got to remember, at one point in time, everybody spoke Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even after the flood, the Lord had it to where that the dialect of Hebrew just got diluted. In just like, for instance, look at Gad when they was over here in the Americas. Before Esau got here, they were speaking dialect of Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
And then even within the 500 nations that was here, their what's the name was different.
Yeah.
You know, their dialects was different. So it was the same way in the ancient world when the Lord had it to where their languages was confound. You know, you still had the Canaanites that was speaking Hebrew.
Hey, you can look at it like how the different countries that speak English. You got England, which the language is named after, but then they speak different from how they speak down in South Africa, which speaks different from how they speak in Australia, which speaks different from how they speak in Canada, which speaks different from how they speak in America. America, depending on where you're at in America, it's gonna sound different from the South to the West Coast to Boston and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's the same thing. As everybody originally spoke Hebrew, but as you know, the nations was established and tribes was established and people start to spread out, that dialect's gonna change.
Matter of fact, go ahead. I'm gonna grab some.
All right. It says, but what's that? Amalgamation. But an amalgamation of Aramaic, medieval German, Slovak, and Russian dialects. All those dialects are nothing near Hebrew, man. That's why they got that weird ass them sounds to their dialect, man.
Yep.
Yeah, they put that weird shit to it because they're not speaking Hebrew, man.
Yeah.
Right. They're only claiming that they're speaking Hebrew, man.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that way they can have that lie going.
Yeah.
They're claiming to be the people. They force their way back into the land, or you know what I'm saying, that isn't theirs to begin with, and then they claim that they speak Hebrew, that's the real Hebrew. But the Most High he's lifted the skirts on their heads.
That's right. That's right.
Let me read this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is Genesis 11:5. It says, "And Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded, the heathens.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and that was Hebrew, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord Yahweh scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of that therefore is the name of it called Babel, because Yahweh did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did Yahweh scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. All right.
Yeah. And that had to be done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if the people were to come together, what's the first thing they was going to try to do? Fight against the Lord?
Mm-hmm. What have they done in modern times? You know?
Did everything to try to tear down what the Lord built?
Yep.
And tell him that he didn't do it right?
Yep.
Just imagine you're at work and your boss puts you on a team. Y'all gotta build this ceiling or hang some drywall or something. And you're running the team, the squad.
You're the lead.
You're the lead or the foreman or whatever.
Yeah.
And he puts you with a damn Vietnamese cat that don't know English, a Mexican that don't know English, a Hamite that don't know English, and a damn some German cat that don't know English.
And all you know is English.
And all you know is English. All the language is y'all not on the same page, so it's y'all not gonna get things knocked out the way you would if all of y'all were in unison with whatever language it was that all of y'all collectively understood and spoke. So that imagine how the Lord having the language confounded in the ancient world hindered the progress of the bullshit that the heathens was trying to construct.
Yeah. Trying to supplant the Lord, but
Yeah.
confounded. Now they're trying to communicate like, nah, I'm about to do this. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You about to do?
Yeah.
No, because I want to do this.
Yeah.
The nigga here, because he talking about he about to do that.
Yeah.
But you guys don't know.
Yeah.
You guys both gonna do the same shit.
Yeah. Or doing some shit that's already done.
Yeah. That shit ain't about to
Doing double the work. Like, now I'm going home. Fuck this shit.
That's gonna be all fucked
I
up,
quit.
man.
I'm pulling my tools. I've been here 2 hours. I'm pulling my tools. I'm going home.
I'm doing everything. I'm gone.
Fuck you.
I'm going back to the desert, my nigga. I'm out.
Now, outro.
All right, let's read on. It's the last paragraph on page 11. It says, "The best historical evidence, therefore, shows that the Jews are not descended directly from the Israelites of the Bible, but derive much of their ancestry from the Khazars and other people of Turkish Asiatic blood." It says the Khazars are also of Edomite stock, and both stocks make up the present day Jews.
That's what I was
Fuck
Hey,
outta
you know,
here.
and you know what? Esau went and mixed himself amongst all these other nations.
all the
man.
nations. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. We'll get that. Let me get that.
that's why they can claim that it's got all these other bloodlines and whatnot within it. It's because Edom has purposely mixed himself with everybody, trying to fucking hide who he is, man.
Yeah. The first thing he did was go deal with the Hamites. When he was told not to deal with the Hamites, he deal with the Hamites. He dealt with all the dark nations to try to get his pigment back.
Shit, I seen a leprous motherfucker today going into the store. He was he might have been white or like Asian or something, but man, he had spots all over his body, man.
Hey, you see what they do when they go hunting or go to war? They smear
They put black on them.
they you know what I'm saying, they paint that face up so that way, because just like an albino lion, you gonna stick out like a sore thumb, man. We see you. We see you.
We see you.
So they gotta put mud on themselves, you know what I'm saying? So that way they can kind of blend in a little bit, you know?
And to match their smell too. They gotta put that mud on so they can so they can smell natural to the animals around them. You know? Motherfuckers. When it says the Khazars are also of Edomite stock, and both stocks make up the present day Jews, as the historian H.G. Wells states.
Let me read this real quick.
Yep, you got it, bro.
This is Matthew 13 and 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. All right, and that's the nation of Israel. All right.
Here come the tears.
But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. All right. So while we was in captivity and slavery, and you know, just receiving oppression by Esau, Edom, and the other nations, especially Esau, Edom. Hey, look at it now, man. It's a fucking epidemic of, when you're out in public, it's an epidemic of nigga women that's with fucking Edomites, man.
Yeah.
Whether when we out on the highways and hedges at camp, just observing, it's so many nigga women that's riding in trucks with ugly ass Edomites.
It be old nigga women too, though.
Yeah, but the young too.
But I'm saying, but the old ones be the ones that have
Yeah,
more morals and
they're
shit about themselves that they wouldn't do that shit. But you see that shit coming now.
They're the pioneers.
It's like what? Because it's like, just imagining your mom dealing with an Edomite.
Oh,
that shit would never happen, bro.
Trendsetter.
I can't see my mom dealing with an Edomite because I know my mom and how she don't like white folks like that.
Yeah.
But that when I see these old Jake women dealing with Edomite, I'm thinking my mom dealing with Edomite. I'm like, you bitches suck.
Yeah.
You bitches suck, man. You're the main ones that shouldn't be dealing with the Edomites. You know what they fucking did to your fucking fathers, your father's father,
to
man.
your father, to your brother,
Yeah.
to your uncle, you know what I'm saying, to your granddad. You know how these motherfuckers get down, man. These you know what I'm saying? People date within their age range for the most part. So it's an old bitch with an old Edomite. You was around to witness this shit. That nigga was around to witness this shit.
He partook in half the shit.
He was able to smile.
He's probably the one stringing the nigga up with the rope. Like, he tied the rope around the nigga's neck and loosed it in on him.
On that movie Emancipator,
Emancipation.
Remember, he got to that house. He grabbed a little water and shit. He grabbed the potato, grabbed the sheep, and start running. And the little bitch, she's supposed to have her eyes closed, praying.
She said, "Run her! Run
Start ringing the bell and shit.
You little bitch! Little bitch!
That little, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? That little girl grew up into some nasty old ass fucking disgusting Edomite bitch, right?
Yeah.
Raised up kids and whatnot, and so it's the same thing. Look, as a child, they was easily partaking in that shit, man. This old black bitch with this old white nigga, you know what I'm saying? That shit shouldn't exist because they should know better.
They should know better. They should know better.
Shit.
Why not?
You see Jerry Jones' old ass.
Yeah.
You see he was up to when he was a young man.
Blackface and
No, he was
protesting the civil rights shit. He didn't want the integration. He didn't want the he didn't want integration.
Yeah.
He wanted to stay segregated. Yeah.
But you know, hey, motherfucking Kanye and Kyrie gotta bow down and lick ass and oh sorry master. This nigga do this shit and they swept under the rug. You ain't heard shit since.
They didn't say shit about that being brought out.
They
didn't say he gotta apologize, nothing. He didn't even bring out an apology like, oh, I'm sorry I did that. That nigga don't give a fuck.
No.
He's like, okay, what you guys gonna do? I own the America's team. I own America's team. What are you gonna say to me?
And ain't none of them niggas on that Cowboys football team do shit about it.
They didn't protest.
They didn't go out and not play a game.
Yeah, I would have been like, fuck, I'm not playing for this nigga no more.
Yeah, they probably sent a letter like, if any of you have any bright ideas, you're fired. and the rest of your contract is broken, and you will not see a dime.
Or you better not do this on. You better not show your ass on TV.
Hey, that's why we need salvation,
Yes,
man.
that's
'Cause
right.
this shit, I'm listening to y'all, I'm getting pissed off, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
man. Being in America is a lose-lose. If you don't got the truth, you're in a lose-lose situation. Yeah, you winning.
Yeah.
You in the NFL, you got a contract, and making millions. Man, you're losing, man.
You got a shuckling job for that shit,
You're
man.
It's gotta be a hop.
You can't just let your balls out and just be like, fuck that. I'll stand on what I stand on.
Hey, sometimes you gotta put your nuts on the table.
Yeah, you can't stand on what I stand on. It's like, no, this is me. This is who the fuck I am. Accept it or not.
Yeah.
No. Oh, what? That's how you want to be? You better apologize if you want to get back in this.
That's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, so you gotta go outside of yourself to apologize about some shit that you've been for your whole life to placate to these motherfuckers to get some money.
Hey, that shit's super fucked up, man. Because like, the fan base turns on them people, man, to where they start sending death threats to their family and
They
shit.
ain't
man.
diehard fans.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that shit's fucked up, bro.
And you're showing up in the front row with their yarmulkes on and
Right,
shit, looking at you like, "What's
right,
up, Kyrie?"
Yeah, you get Kyrie Sane was like, no, I got real. It's Kyrie. Motherfuckers, man.
Let me finish this.
Yeah.
Matthew 13 and 25. But while man slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat
Mm-hmm.
and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? Which that's referring to Esau and tares, right?
Yeah.
But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. And you know, the first instance or the first experience I had out on the highways and hedges dealing with a tear. I don't know if brothers remember. You might remember, Ashiar, or you might not have been there. We was in Seattle, and it was that one black dude who came up, and then he had his brother with him, and he was some little light skinned cat, and then he was like, "Yeah, this is my brother," because we was edifying him. I think it might have been me, Rod, and I forget, but we was edifying him, and then he was like, "Yeah, this is my brother," and we was getting on Esau and shit. He's a devil, and then he was like, "Oh, my brother's," and he was like, "His dad's white," and we was like, "Oh shit." We was like, your dad's white. We was like, oh,
You
you
got
a
the same
tear.
mom. You got the same mom. I was
Yeah.
never that.
We was like, this was early on. This is like my
Yeah.
first year in the truth.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, like, this is a physical example of a wheat and a tear. Like, that shit blew our minds. Like, me in particular, I was like, oh shit, you look just like a nigga.
Yeah.
Like if your mom was an Edomite and your dad was an Israelite.
Yeah.
You know, a so-called Negro. And we was
Mhm.
like, damn, like, so, yeah, like, you know, when I think of wheat and tear, I've been thinking about that.
But you know what's
situation.
funny though? That's how it happens. When the mother is an Israelite,
Mhm.
the child takes on more Israelite characteristics.
Mm.
So the child will look
Sometimes.
like a majority of the time, bro. Majority of the time, it takes on the characteristics of an Israelite because of the mother.
Hey, but some of them Edomites that be having Judite moms they be looking crazy as fuck.
You got a lot of tears tied in due to slavery as well, man.
Yeah.
Because them white men was popping the fuck out of them Jake bitches, man.
Yeah.
I was
Hey.
reading about some shit today.
Hey, a lot of those weirdos that we see on the internet,
Yeah.
like there's this one chick, she had all kind of piercings. The nigga, she had fucking piercings all over her face. A nigga woman, looked like a bonnet bandit. You know what I'm saying? Had piercings here, cheeks, gums,
God damn.
tongue, lips, all that, ears, all that shit, tattoos. And I was like, man, like this average Israelite ain't into shit like that.
No, hell no.
So like when I see that, I'm like, this is probably a fucking tear, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
more than likely.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of crispy ass tears up there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It is.
you
It
know?
fucking is.
And
Uh,
Yep.
and
verse-
if you got a little bit of, If your great grandmother was black, you get that's enough for you to claim and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that ain't enough, my nigga.
That's how they do
Let
it.
her
That's
do
how
it,
they do it. That's how they do
Wait,
it.
no, my nigga, that ain't enough.
Hey, you can't say that word. Go ahead, bro.
This is I was thinking the cat when I got that tea tea before camp. That
Oh,
look like-
yeah.
look like MJ.
Look like MJ.
After camp, yeah, before camp, yeah.
Before
That-
camp.
hey, that-
At the
he-
Starbucks.
He might have been a
Subway.
damn terror. You know what I'm saying?
I think he might have. I don't know. That nigga looked weird, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying.
looked Asian. He looked white.
That's what
And he
I'm
looked
saying.
like a
That's what I'm
Judite.
saying. He might have been a fucking terror. Them chairs be looking crazy, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. The chairs be looking.
But he looked just like he looked like MJ.
He looked like Michael
after he burnt his face up. Man.
He looked like MJ when he did all the surgery and shit.
Yeah, when he first started going pale.
Yeah.
When he still had the bell pepper.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, like you look like Mike. I told him, I was like, man, anybody ever tell you look like Mike Jackson? He was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then his whole spirit was
That
like,
was an Edomite, bro.
like, yeah, you
His
you a
countenance,
fucking-
that was a
You
heathen.
a weirdo.
He wasn't Jake. He was a heathen for sure.
Man, I went to go watch my son's little basketball practice the other night, and they had this little, what I thought was a Jake in there. His fundamentals was on point, but he had no flavor to his game. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Hold on.
Oh, Esau's always fundamentally sound.
But he had a Jake body, he looked like Jake, he was athletic and everything. But he just couldn't put it all together. And I'm like, maybe he's just tall for his age. And then his mama got up, she was dark as fuck, and he was kind of light skinned. I was like, this nigga's a tear. That's why you look funny playing basketball out there, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And my son is rusty as fuck, but he out there with a little flavor, you know what I'm saying? Nah, this nigga. I was like, so off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it was Esau.
Yeah.
Hey, the spirit is cold, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead, so I can.
This is verse 29, Matthew 13:29. But he said, nay, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with him. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles and burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn, which is the chariots. Right? So, edifying on what we was reading. What
He
page
was talking
was
about, the
How they's all mixed and all
Khazars, or they make up
Here,
the
there.
Edomite and the Turkish.
Yep.
They make up the stock of. I'll read it. So I can.
Hey, that last sentence gets cold on there though.
Yeah. We ain't even got there yet.
Right.
Let's start
Slack,
from the top of this
slack.
joint. It says, the best historical evidence, therefore, shows that the Jews are not descendants directly from Israelites of the Bible, but derive much of their ancestry from the Khazars and other people of Turkish Asiatic blood. The Khazars are also of Edomite stock, and both stocks make up the present-day Jews, as the historian H.G. Wells states. It says the Idumeans, Edomites, were made Jews, and the Turkish people, Khazars, were mainly Jews in South Russia. It says the main part of Jewry never was in Judea and had never come out of Judea. According to the Jewish Encyclopedia, the original stock of the Khazars came from the land of Edom.
Hasdai.
Hasdai, Shaprut, who was foreign minister to Abad al-Rahman, Sultan of Cordova, in his letter to King Joseph of the Chazars about 960 was it AD. It says speaks on the traditions according to which the Chazars once dwelt near the Seir Mountains.
Yeah, read that.
Oh, keep reading? Okay, because that's all I had highlighted.
Yeah,
But okay, reading on. It says the Seir Mountains are none other than the original land of Esau, Edom. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir, Esau is Edom.
And
Genesis
that's,
36
Genesis
and
36 and 8.
Mhm. It says Seir was a mountain range south of the Dead Sea and was also known as the land of Edom. Genesis 36 and 21. It says the Seir mountains were the home of the Edomites for nearly a millennium. Thus, it should be no surprise that migrants from the land would recall the name of their origin homeland. If the Khazars did originally dwell near the Mount Seir or Deir Salakia, if the Khazars did originally dwell near the Seir mountains, then the Khazars and thus world Jewry are racially of Edomite stock.
Close the book.
That's it.
Let it be known.
Look at this nigga.
Let it be known.
He got that motherfucking Hittite head.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's
That's
still the
that
hunt.
bullshit. That's that bullshit. It says, but how and when did Edomites get to Khazaria? There's evidence that in the 16th century BC. Oh, sorry, it's like 16. There's evidence that in the 6th century BC, some of the Edomites fled their homeland of Seir and migrated north. After the fall of Jerusalem in 586 BC, the Edomites began to press northward. Ezekiel 36 and 5.
Somebody read that.
It's Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 5. It says, prophecy therefore concerning the land of Israel, prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, thus saith
Ezekiel 36 and 5.
Ezekiel 36 and 5. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading verse 6. Salaki, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land unto their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey.
Right. So, Dumia is another word for Edom, Esau. All right. And what it say? That they appointed the land of Israel for their possession, which is what we was reading in First Esdras.
Who's scripture say? You should not remove the landmark.
Yeah, that's not remove thy neighbor's landmark.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah.
They just named this land after their own, like it's like it was theirs.
Land of Dumia now.
Yeah, it's land of our doing it. This is our shit. Like, no, hell no. This land was already established well before you.
Yeah.
You want me to keep reading or?
We'll just finish this page.
Okay. Reading on. The last paragraph on page 12. It says, the extent in
read after the fall of Jerusalem in 580. Oh yeah, you read that. So like my bad. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says the extent and ultimate destination of the northward trek is not found in history, but it is likely that it brought some Edomites to the region of Khazaria. The Edomites were also cast out of Palestine and dispersed in different directions in 70 AD. Why the fuck are they there now if they got cast out? Question. Reading on. When the Romans sacked Jerusalem, it says many thousands of these people are known to have migrated northward to Asia Minor and around the Black Sea region.
Okay. That's pretty much that.
Yeah.
Just real quick, we can wrap it up. I want to show these pictures real quick of the different places that the rats got kicked out of. All right.
So like, hey, Shalom to Zaquan Monaghan, and who else is on there?
Spiritual Swords 2.
Oh, so like, I don't know who Spiritual Swords 2 is.
GMS Spiritual Swords.
Yeah, Jim Spiritual Swords. Hey, Shalom to you brothers, man.
Shalom. So those Amalekites, the gutter rats, that documentary, You Are Amalek, when you read that doc or watch that documentary, it goes into all these the year. It gives a year and the place where all the Amalekites was kicked out of.
Ooh, that's like 7 spots, right?
So you got Carthage, Alexandria, Claremont, so on and so forth. France, Germany, Upper Bavaria, starting in 250.
That's 7, right?
All right. You got France, Germany again, England, France, Switzerland.
Shit, that's 9.
Okay. 10, 12
That's 12.
through 1394.
They ain't welcome.
All right. So these is all the different lands that in time periods in which Amalek was kicked out of, all these lands, man. Nobody wanted them, in their land.
Their own people didn't want them, man.
Yeah.
Esau.
Other Edomites didn't even want Amalek around them.
That's crazy.
Look at all these dates, man.
Hey, who said that in the movie? Was it Bad Boys 2? The Haitian. The devil is not welcome here. Yeah. Look, want that nigga out of there. Get his ass out of here, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
man.
that shit. Get that nigga out of here.
On Emancipation, when the boy dropped dead, he said, "Get it out of here!
Yeah.
Get it out of here!"
They was scared of that nigga. They thought this was the Titans, boy.
Get it in.
Get it out of here.
Yeah, and during the Spanish and Italian and Portuguese Inquisition, they had to pose as what the motherfucker, Catholics. You know what I'm saying? They were all into Catholicism, hiding under that banner. But they became Puritans and came to America seeking what? Religious freedom. Because they was getting kicked out of everywhere for being fake as fuck. So they
Look at
started
that.
their own shit.
But
As
then
early
they
as-
came here and they stopped everybody else from having religious freedom.
Right.
As early as 1948,
Mm-hmm.
they was kicked out of Arab countries.
And what happened in 1948? There was a declaration.
That was the Balfour Declaration.
Yeah, time. So yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you niggas in they shit, man.
At all.
Esau's not wanted in the earth, man.
That's right.
And it's clear to see from every nation, kindred, and tongue.
Especially-
Nobody wants you.
Especially you rat ass Amalekite ones,
Yeah.
nigga, you chief house motherfuckers, because you are the chief house of Satan, meaning you are the most wicked of them motherfuckers too.
Hey,
man.
the scriptures say that the creature groaneth and
Yeah.
waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Heavenly Father. Man.
That's
I read
it.
that today.
That's it. That's it, man.
Yeah. So, New Year's Eve of destruction.
That's right.
You know, we're gonna throw up some prayers and some curses
Yep.
later. You know,
Mm-hmm.
2023 is gonna be a exciting year. It's gonna be a white knuckler. You know, meaning you hold on. You better hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to hold on so tight your knuckles gonna turn white.
Yeah, that or
You
you're
know,
gonna have to
spiritually.
punch the fuck out of some shit till your knuckles you ain't got no
Yeah,
weight on them
yeah.
shits. Cause you
Yeah.
fight for your life.
Yeah, you know, spiritually is gonna be that second wind is gotta kick in.
It has to.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta endure whatever trials and tribulations the Lord allows to come your way, man, and just know that it's put it on your plate because you can handle it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
That's right.
and just at the end of the day, you just gotta maintain faith. Keep that faith.
Yeah.
You know, because we got crowns, Abarazazah, that await us, man.
Yep.
So
That's right.
Yep.
you know,
Hold firm.
yeah,
Yep.
hold
Firm.
firm.
Hold until he
Fast,
comes.
man.
Hold fast till he comes.
Yeah. So y'all brothers got anything else?
Nah, that's
Kwame Yasharala.
Yeah, Kwame Yasharala, man, and Bible Ball.
That's right.
Oh.
Once again, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodash.
Double honors and to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to you brothers that push this word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. And until next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.